Right now at 5, details of a project that will expand cancer treatment options in southeast Kansas.
And we've got ourselves another pretty warm day out there, some clouds, and then we've got that cool down next week. We'll get all the details in your forecast coming up.
Plus, the Joplin Learning Center is about to get a new hands-on attraction thanks to a big donation.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 5 a.m. I'm Samantha Walker.
I'm Chris Porter. You're probably hearing that too on your TV. Just caught me off guard. One of our microphones is not functioning correctly, so just a heads up. It startled me. Like we have those little earpiece things, and it just there's static. You can probably you have to hear it at home. You know what we're do you?
I hear it a little bit.
Yeah. There we go.
Okay.
It just caught me off guard there. Well, we're going to work on that. Yes. Don't worry about it. It's Friday, yes. August the 22nd. We are very excited. Finally Friday, and kids, some of you getting through your second week of school. Others still settling back in. And we have another pretty warm day. Let's take a look outside downtown Pittsburgh. And we got those clear skies. Seriously, the things that we have to put in our ears so we can hear everybody really amplifies the volume. So when there's like static or something, it just looks, whoa, Anyway, all right, it's 5 o'clock in the morning, and it is too early. I haven't had the coffee yet either. The coffee's so important. Looks nice out there, though. MoDOT camera, 20th and Rangeline. Now that they've got some of the main work done, the 15th and Rangeline, they zoomed the camera back out. Looks pretty good, and traffic is moving. Always a good thing. So here's what we've got on the future track into the afternoon hours. We're looking at partly cloudy skies. Again, future track hinting at an isolated shower. Not very likely, but not impossible. We'll say it's like a 2, maybe 3% chance of an isolated shower. Otherwise, we are just looking to be dry and seasonably hot once again. Temperatures this morning, a little bit on the cool side. 68 in Joplin, 67 in Pittsburgh right now. And look at temperatures around the region. Again, not a bad start at all. Look at Fort Scott, for example, 63 degrees. And by next week, it could get even chillier than that. We got 63, though, and 63 Miami as well. The rest of us at mid-upper 60s out there. Kids getting on the bus this morning. We're starting at about the mid-60s. Partly cloudy skies. When it comes time for lunch, recess, not bad. Low 80s out there. And by the time the bus brings them home, about the upper 80s to right about 90 degrees. And that's where our temperatures are headed once again today, to about 90 for the high. The nice thing is with northerly winds, our humidity levels are coming back a bit. Still maybe a wee bit muggy, but not nearly as bad. So we'll be mid-70s by 9, low 80s by noon. And again, upper 80s, low 90s for our highs with a north breeze at 5 to 10. It will eventually get much cooler. We also have some rain chances over the next several days. We are going to take a quick look at we'll take a full look at your forecast here in just a few more minutes. Samantha?
Chris, thanks. Demolition is well underway at the Plaza Shopping Center on Broadway in Pittsburgh. Crossland Construction is tearing down several buildings for what they say is their vision for a mixed-use development that will serve both Pittsburgh State University and the broader community. Crossland says the buildings are at the end of their life cycle, but tenants still under lease will remain in place. This includes restaurants like Guadalajara and Kazuku Sushi and Hibachi. The owners of Suzuku say they aren't sure what their future looks like in Pittsburgh as they look to open a new location in Joplin in October. I'll have more on that story later. Construction has ended at the heavily traveled intersection of East 15th Street and Rangeline Road in Joplin. However, drivers are asked to be more aware when driving through the area as work continues with the installation of sidewalks and curbs. The city says it appreciates the community's patience during the project. Freeman Health System has greenlit a massive expansion of a cancer treatment facility in Pittsburgh. The project adds 12,000 square feet to the existing Freeman Physicians Group of Pittsburgh facility. When it's complete, it'll cover nearly 17,000 square feet, more than doubling the size of the existing medical oncology department in Pittsburgh. It'll use the entire 3-acre site on East Centennial Drive. Freeman says the facility will provide new state-of-the-art diagnostic equipment, expanded chemotherapy and radiation treatment, and an in-house pharmacy. The project is tentatively scheduled for completion in late 2026. A STEM learning center in Joplin will soon add a fun new interactive centerpiece. The Schroeder Family Explorium on South Main plans to install a Rube Goldberg Miracle Machine as a centerpiece for its north wing. The Miracle Machine is an interactive chain reaction play panel that teaches kids cause and effect, fine motor skills, and STEM principles in a whimsical and engaging way. The permanent installation is possible thanks to a $10,000 grant from the Arvest Foundation, who are proud to invest in the community.
The Schroeder Family Explorium is meant to be shared, and we're excited to have this installation as part of this program to share it with the community. And if I could encourage area residents, one thing, it would be to come out and support the Schroeder Family Explorium because it's incredible to have it here in our area.
The permanent installation is set to debut along with the grand opening of the Explorium in the fall. That's a look at this morning's top stories and weather in our first 7 minutes. Coming up on the KOAM Morning News, hurricane flooding.
As Hurricane Aaron moves away from the U.S., I'm Jared Hill with the lingering impacts along the East Coast.
Plus, a rezoning notice and the possibility of a trailer park causes concerns for some residents in Grove. And warm and sunny conditions. Chris takes a look at your weekend forecast. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. We'll be right back. Topping Nation Watch, Hurricane Aaron weakened to a Category 1 storm. Overnight, as it churns hundreds of miles off the East Coast, the powerful storm remains hundreds of miles at sea, but it now threatens millions along the coast of New Jersey, New York, and parts of New England with strong winds, floods, and dangerous surf. CBS News' Jared Hill has more from New York.
Large waves slam into New York and New Jersey beaches as Aaron barrels north.
Unfortunately, it's putting a damper on the end of the summer, but it's cool to come here and see the waves.
Swimming bans are in effect along the East Coast, but those conditions aren't deterring the surfers at New York's Rockaway Beach.
You wait all year round for these waves.
Floodwaters already covering streets in Ocean City, New Jersey, where the governor has declared a state of emergency.
This is a little bit worse than I thought it was going to be at this point.
Further north in Massachusetts, rough seas disrupted ferry service to Nantucket and Martha's Vineyard.
It's pretty choppy out there.
The storm moved away from Virginia and North Carolina Thursday, but the danger there is still not over as strong surf and floods linger.
Come on.
On the Outer Banks, cleanup crews have been deployed.
If we check the roads and there's no damage, it's just a matter of clearing off all the water and sand.
Erosion remains a key concern as Aaron continues its path hundreds of miles out in the Atlantic. Jared Hill, CBS News, New York.
Hurricane Aaron is expected to weaken more over the weekend. Today and tomorrow, remnants are also expected to create tropical storm conditions in Bermuda and Nova Scotia. Coming up, a Grove neighborhood fights a proposed development they say could hurt property values. Plus, Chris has another look at your Friday forecast. Some Grove residents are concerned about a rezoning notice posted on a plot of land off 55th Street. KOAM's Ty Park spoke to some folks in the area to get their reaction.
This notice posted on the land is for a rezoning meeting for September 9th at 3 p.m. and September 16th at 4:30.
We received a request a few weeks ago from the owner of the property off of 55th Street. And the owner wanted to go through a rezoning, which would be C3 to allow an RV park. And so, which is their right to request a rezoning, and it goes through the Planning Commission first for approval. At that point, after that, it would go to the City Council for final approval.
At the public meeting, the owner of the land will make a statement as to why the land should be rezoned from residential to commercial use. Residents in the neighborhood next to the property are not excited about the possible rezoning.
Totally disappointed that someone would put a trailer park in right next to this development. This is a great neighborhood. There's a lot of really nice people here. Everybody knows everybody, or if you don't know them, it's easy to get acquainted with them. And I don't know what that does to our property values also.
Neighbors of the property state that the notice was originally hard to find.
The city put out a sign. Our neighborhood noticed it. I noticed it. So I am our neighborhood media guy. So with the power of drones and equipment, I got pictures of the sign, which was hidden in the grass line. It was an 8.5 by 11 sheet. And that's not really a good public notice, hiding in the grass.
It's a notice, and the notice is typically posted, and that's per the state statutes that you put out there. So it's not necessarily a sign as much as it is a notice of a rezone. The public gets communicated in several different ways. One is the posting on the land within 300 feet of the perimeter boundaries of the property itself. There are letters that go out to the individual property owners. It's also posted at City Hall over here, and it's also posted in the newspaper.
According to the City of Grove, the process to rezone the land will go through site plan review and additional zoning restrictions and standards in order to develop an RV park. In Grove, Oklahoma, Ty Parks, KOAM News.
The land in question currently sits vacant. The meetings are set for September 9th at 3 p.m. and then on September 16th at 4:30. Both meetings will be held at the Grove City Hall. And now to Chris with a quick look at your forecast.
Yeah, we're taking a live look from downtown Pittsburgh. You can see things look pretty good so far this morning, and we are expecting another seasonably hot day across the area. Got some rain chances on Saturday, and of course, our big cool down next week. Details on all of that in your full forecast when we come back. Time now is 5:17. Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News. It's 5:19 on this finally Friday. Happy Friday, everybody. Hope your Friday's off to a good start, and hopefully it's off to a nice and easy and slow start. You want to ease into this day, and it's going to be another seasonably hot day. So just kind of like yesterday, not too crazy. Might be a little less muggy, which will be nice, and we'll have some partly cloudy skies, eventually going mostly clear by late evening and overnight. Then we head into Saturday morning. There have been some changes on the future track, and I'll tell you right now, just based on some of the other data, there'll probably be some additional changes. So make sure you join us again at noon because we will have some of those updates if there are changes. But we're looking at some scattered showers and thunderstorms. So what we've got here, remember, I've told you before, so we use two different short-range computer models to show you this future track. So if you look where this light green cuts off and there's dark green under it, it's because there's two of them that are running. So they each do seem to agree, at least there will be some shower and thunderstorm activity to start our Saturday. It'll start pushing off to the southeast. By noon, it's back toward Nevada, Pittsburgh, down south of Parsons, and then it pushes out, begins to weaken a bit. Not expecting severe, by the way. When I say weaken, I just mean it becomes less thunderstorm, more shower. And then we're looking at isolated to widely scattered pop-up showers and thunderstorms as a possibility as we head into Saturday evening across the area. So those will be isolated. The slightly better chances for rain are going to be between about 8 a.m. and 2 p.m. And then that's going to do it. Sunday, we're looking great. In fact, our temperatures will be a bit below normal. We'll just have those partly cloudy skies out there. So here's what we've got going through this morning. Partly cloudy skies, upper 60s to start. Next week, though, when I see you again on Monday, I may be saying low 60s because it's going to get chilly. We'll show you that in a moment. And then about the low 80s by 11 a.m. Into the afternoon, again, partly cloudy skies. Highs right about 90 once again. North breeze at around 5 to 10 miles an hour. Then we head into the evening and slowly but surely some light clearing, and we'll go mostly clear. Mid 70s by 10. Take a look at our sunset now. 8 o'clock tonight. 8 o'clock. Keep losing daylight now. Mid 60s for our overnight lows. Winds expected to be calm. Now we head into Monday. So after Sunday, we go into Monday, and it looks like the first half of our Monday. Remember too, with this future track, this longer range one, it's painting a broad area of where showers and thunderstorms could be. It does not mean there will be a massive rain across the state of Kansas, but within this zone, we could start seeing some additional scattered showers, maybe a couple of rumbles of thunder. That'll continue continue through Monday evening, and then as we head into Tuesday, it's doing a little better than yesterday. I mentioned yesterday, like it has, just like right now, it has the clouds in the right place, but it's had the rain a little too far to the south and west. So Tuesday, a little more isolated on shower and thunderstorm activity, and then as we head into Wednesday, by the afternoon and evening hours, we'll get a few more of those scattered showers and thunderstorms across the area. So it's doing a little better on picking up on what we're thinking is really going to be the case. It's still going to be scattered showers and storms. So not everybody necessarily is going to see rain all at the same time, but at least some of us will. We all will see the better temperatures though. So seasonably hot again today, tomorrow, Sunday, not too bad out there, upper 80s. Then as we go into those shower and thunderstorm chances Monday through Wednesday, upper 70s, low 80s, and look at those lows possibly falling back into the 50s. Now, that's what I'm saying. When we see you Monday morning, we may be saying we'll be in the low 60s by 8 o'clock in the morning. And the nice thing is this relief from the heat is not short-lived. You can see our temperatures hang out in the upper 70s, low 80s for a while until we start rolling into the week following, going into the first week of September, that we start to get back up a little closer to normal. Let's check your forecast. We're going to send it over to Samantha now with Health Watch.
Thanks, Chris. Taking a popular weight loss drug was linked to lower rates of cancer for people who are overweight or obese. A study published in JAMA found overweight people who took GLP-1 has had an overall reduced risk of cancer, including lower risks of endometrial and ovarian cancer. However, the study also found an increased risk of kidney cancer, especially among patients under the age of 65. Exposure to antibiotics does not raise the risk of autoimmune disease in children. A Korean study counters previous research suggesting a link between exposure to antibiotics as a fetus or infant and autoimmune disease. Researchers say the findings show there's a need for cautious and appropriate use of antibiotics during pregnancy and early infancy. More than half of doctors in the U.S. record feeling burnout, but a new study suggests AI can help. Research by Mass General Brigham and Emory Healthcare showed that doctors who used AI programs to record patient visits and write up clinical notes said they experienced 21% less burnout. The study also suggests that AI's help with paperwork. Doctors would have more time to see patients. 12 schools across Missouri, all dedicated to serving students with disabilities, are preparing to close their doors permanently. The Missouri Department of Elementary and Secondary Education cites staffing shortages, competitive salaries for teachers, and aging facilities as key reasons behind the shutdown. KOAM's Lonnie Walton takes us to College View State School in Joplin for the story.
I really love this school. I love working with the students and the staff.
Karen Sue Hensley is the building administrator for College View State School in Joplin, a school aimed at helping students with disabilities. Hensley says students love this place.
We are a smaller school student-wise, and they get really individualized attention with their learning, and so we can see them grow even more.
Change is coming. Mark Wheatley from the Missouri Department of Elementary and Secondary Education says College View, along with other schools, will close soon for many reasons.
Our schools don't have gymnasiums. Some of them don't have cafeterias. Some of them don't even have a kitchen to support. So we have to go to school districts to bring in food on a daily basis for lunch.
Wheatley says population is also a problem.
Some buildings, like I said, with 4 students, but they may have 12 classrooms, and then we may have a school with 28 students and only 3 classrooms. So
Wheatley says salaries are the same for teachers no matter where they live.
Some are in rural areas where a $48,000 new teacher starting salary is outstanding, but their neighborhood school may be starting teachers at $52,000, and we're not competitive at all.
Hensley says she will cherish the time she has with her students this year. She says she will miss the students when the closure happens.
Grieving process, and we have the year to process through that together. So that is a blessing that we can work together.
Reporting in Joplin, I'm Lonnie Walton, KOAM News.
College View State School will close its doors at the end of the academic school year next May. That's a look at some of today's top health stories. We'll be right back. Right now at 5:30, police are investigating a driver for DWI after plowing into a strip mall on Airport Drive in Jasper County.
And we've got a seasonably hot day once again for us out there. We'll talk about that and our upcoming rain chances coming up.
Plus, a rear-end collision involving 2 pickup trucks sends 1 driver to a Joplin hospital.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 6:29. I'm Samantha Walker.
And I'm Chris Warner. It is finally Friday here in the 4 states, August the 22nd. And again, some kids, they're wrapping up their first, maybe their second week of school out there. And it's been a bit on the hot side and a little harder to get out for recess.
A little bit, but it sounds like we actually have maybe some cooler days in our future, which
certainly.
I'm excited about.
I don't like the cold, but I do like the temperatures that we're looking at next week. That's what we could live with all year round. We'll talk about that in just a few more minutes, but first we got to get your Friday started, and we will do so beginning with a live look from downtown Pittsburgh, where things are looking pretty darn good out there. We've got a few clouds, otherwise a cool start to the day for sure. MoDOT camera 20th and Range Line in Joplin also looking good this morning as folks get their day underway. There's about a 2% chance of maybe a shower today. I'm going to be honest with you, it's an extraordinarily low chance, but Future Track is showing it. It's just not a very promising chance of a shower later today. Otherwise, we're dry. We're looking at partly cloudy skies. We'll have a north breeze out there. And again, a seasonably hot day. But humidity and dew point levels should be a wee bit lower. So while it may still be a pinch muggy, it shouldn't be as humid as it was yesterday, because that kind of just added. Like, the temperature wasn't too terrible. It was about 90, but that heat index, that mugginess really starts to build in. 68 in Joplin right now. We're sitting at 67 over in Pittsburgh, and across the area temperatures, we do have some pretty cool spots out there. Miami right now is the coolest spot at 62 degrees. 62. We're still in August. We still have a whole nother week of August to get through. And then Bentonville, the warm spot, but seasonably warm at 71. So not bad at all. Kids getting on the bus this morning. We're looking at the mid 60s when they head out the door. About the low 80s for lunchtime and recess, and around the upper 80s near 90 by the time that bus brings them back home. That's where our temperatures are headed for highs. We'll eventually be mid 70s by 9, low 80s by noon, upper 80s, low 90s for our highs. Partly cloudy, as I mentioned, and north winds 5 to 10. Now, we do have some rain chances tomorrow. We have some rain chances next week. And as Samantha and I were talking about, we have much cooler temperatures on the way as well. Details on all of that here in just a few more minutes. Samantha?
Thanks, Chris. An SUV slammed into a strip mall in Airport Drive Village yesterday. An investigator says it's now a DWI case. Witnesses saw the SUV crash into the side of a building just south of the Domino's at Stone's Corner. A woman and a child who were in the SUV went to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. The building has only minor damage, but the officers confirm they are investigating the driver for DWI. A serious crash yesterday on Missouri 66 near Joplin has left 1 driver hospitalized with severe injuries. The accident occurred yesterday afternoon when a 1998 Chevy Silverado rear-ended a 2025 Ford F-150 pulling a trailer. 2 pickup trucks were traveling westbound when the truck towing the flatbed trailer slowed to turn north. The Silverado then rear-ended the flatbed trailer. The Silverado driver, a 40-year-old from Galena, was taken to a Joplin hospital. Some drivers in Jasper County might want to look for a detour in the coming weeks. MoDOT crews began road work on Route 171 at Route 96 yesterday. Contractor crews will be setting gridders for new Route 96 bridge over Route 171. All lanes during construction will be closed through August 29th and again September 2nd through 5th. These lanes will be open during the Labor Day weekend. Now you can stay up to date with the latest news, weather, and sports with the KOAM Plus TV streaming app. It's available on Amazon Fire TV, Android TV, Apple TV Plus, and Roku. The player is also available on our news and weather apps, as well as our website. Watch live streaming anytime, absolutely free. That's the KOAM Plus TV streaming app. Demolition is underway across the Pitt State campus, with new development on the way, but some popular restaurants like Guadalajara and Kazoku face an uncertain tomorrow. The former Plaza Shopping Center housed several businesses, some of them for decades. Only 3 remain in operation, but for how long? Yesterday, I spoke with one restaurant who says they're still looking for their next steps. This is the current state of the Plaza Shopping Center, where Crossland Construction is working on tearing down several buildings. What they're seeing is their vision for a mixed-use development that would serve both Pitt State and the broader community. Crossland says the buildings are at the end of their life cycle, but tenants still under lease will remain in place. For those businesses like Kazoku Sushi and Hibachi, there's a lot that's unknown right now.
Our lease is still going on until next year, end of February. So I'm not sure if they're willing to give us like a little bit more of time, but we'll see. We keep trying to ask them, but they say there's nothing. They don't heard anything yet from the CAO.
The restaurant says they love this location and that it's great for business when students come back to school. Now they aren't sure of their future in Pittsburgh.
We've been trying to find another location in Pittsburgh area. Even our customer, they've been trying hard to help us to find some space, but we couldn't find any yet till now. So it's kind of really struggle here.
As the business tries to find a future home in Pittsburgh, they're working on opening a new location in Joplin by the beginning of October, but they would love to serve both communities.
This is our first business here, and it's kind of sad if we have to, to let it go.
And they say their customers want them to stay as well.
Most of the customers been asking us, where are we gonna move? And we tell them the truth. I mean, we've been struggling to find a place. We love to stay in Pittsburgh, but as you can see, it's hard to find like a commercial space.
Reporting in Pittsburgh, Samantha Walker, KOAM News. Crossland adds the Plaza Shopping Center has a long and special history in Pittsburgh. The company says they want to honor that legacy by making sure what comes next is something everyone can be proud of. That's a look at our top news stories coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News. Apple TV Plus subscribers get some unwelcome news about their monthly bills. Plus, a logo change cost one major restaurant chain more than $90 million in market value. We'll have the latest. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. In Consumer Watch, more frozen shrimp have been recalled due to possible radioactive contamination. Southwind Foods is recalling batches of frozen shrimp sold in 9 states under multiple brand names, including Sandbar, Best Yet, and Arctic Shores. The FDA is investigating an Indonesia-based processing company that has been linked to the contamination. Consumers are urged to throw the products away or return them to the place of purchase for a full refund. Fans of Severance, The Morning Show, and other popular Apple shows are going to have to pay more to watch them soon. Apple TV Plus says it's hiking its monthly fee for U.S. subscribers to $12.99, up from $9.99. The yearly price will remain at $99.99. And what's in a logo? Apparently tens of millions of dollars in market value. When it comes to Cracker Barrel, Thursday, the company's stock took a nosedive, shedding more than $90 million in market value after a controversial logo change. Conservative commentators have lashed out at the new look, which removes the iconic barrel and image of the man in the logo, known as Uncle Herschel. The update comes as Cracker Barrel has also begun redesigning its restaurants. Earlier this week, the company said in a statement, "Our values haven't changed and the heart and soul of Cracker Barrel haven't changed." That's it for Consumer Watch.
We've got ourselves a fairly decent day out there, and it is going to be seasonably hot. And then we got our big changes next week. Details when the KOAM Morning News returns. Time now is 5:41.
Could we see an old-fashioned winter this year? One longtime publication thinks it knows the answer. Details in today's Ag Day Minute.
I'm Clinton Griffiths with today's Ag Day Minute. The Pro Farmer Crop Tour wrapping up today. On day 3, scouts reported overall the Illinois corn crop looks average, saying yields are down about 2% from last year. But soybeans could fare much better, with pod counts up more than 4% over last year. Meanwhile, Iowa could end up being the top producer for corn and soybeans this season. In just one district in western Iowa, corn yields could be 12% higher than a year ago. For soybeans, a big pod count average up over 15% from 2024. Watch as we release numbers for day 4 at 8 o'clock Central Time during Crop Tour Live over at agweb.com. The U.S. and European Union releasing a bare bones account of a new trade deal that imposes a 15% import tax on 70% of European goods exported to the U.S. In a joint statement, the EU said it intends to eliminate tariffs on U.S. industrial goods and to provide preferential market access for a wide range of U.S. seafood and agricultural goods. If the Farmer's Almanac is to be believed, we could see a colder than average winter for much of the U.S., and it could include some big temperature swings along with widespread snow, what their forecasters are calling chill snow repeat. Meanwhile, the Climate Prediction Center says the Northern Hemisphere could see neutral weather this winter. For more Ag News, watch Ag Day weekdays on the station or get updates over at agweb.com.
Now let's take it over to Chris with a quick look at your forecast.
Yeah, you know, that map they just showed at the end of the Ag Minute there, I saw something similar, but it was rephrased where for us it was showing from shorts to hypothermia in a matter of like 3 weeks. And that doesn't sound all that improbable here in the 4 states, given how quickly our weather can change. And speaking of changes, we got quite a few of them on the way. Today, not looking too bad, a 2% chance of an isolated shower. I think we're all going to be dry. We're going to be partly cloudy, eventually going mostly clear again by the evening and overnight hours. Saturday, however, we're looking at some scattered shower and thunderstorm chances. The best chances to see any rain anywhere are going to be from about 8 o'clock to 2 o'clock tomorrow in terms of 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. And you'll see that here starting about 8 a.m. or so. We get some scattered showers, thunderstorms, not expecting any severe weather. Not everybody will get rain from this, but at least by 8, 9, here we are just north of Fort Scott back towards Chanute, Fredonia, Yates Center. By about noon, it should be from Nevada back toward Pittsburgh, south of Parsons, and it will continue to push through. But as you can see, it doesn't necessarily get everyone rain chances, and it starts to kind of weaken and fall apart the further southeast it gets across the area. Then we'll continue with partly cloudy skies, and then into the afternoon and evening, some isolated to widely scattered pop-up showers and storms will be possible. And some of those could last as late as 8, 9 o'clock. I really think that by about 8 we're going to be done with pop-up storm chances. And then our Sunday looks pretty darn good. We're looking at partly cloudy skies, temperatures a bit below normal, and we are expected to otherwise be dry. All right, so here's what we've got through this morning. We've got those partly cloudy skies again, near 70 by 8 and into the low 80s by 11 o'clock this morning. By the afternoon, highs seasonably hot, right about 90. Humidity levels should be a bit lower today. Still could feel a little muggy, but not as muggy as it did yesterday. We'll have those north winds 5 to 10 miles an hour. Again, late evening, we start to go mostly clear, mid-70s by 10, mid-60s overnight tonight. And remember, we're losing an hour of daylight through the entire month of August. Our sunset now is already back to 8 p.m., and it will continue scaling back as we roll through September. Then we go in the next week, and we're looking at scattered showers and thunderstorms once again. Best chances really look to be Monday. We still have shower and thunderstorm chances beyond that, but best chances are Monday. Now remember, on this future track, this is where showers and storms are possible. It's not all of us getting rain at the same time, so some of us may be dry, but we'll have scattered shower thunderstorm chances most of the day Monday. It'll be a bit more isolated to widely scattered as we roll into Tuesday. And then we'll see that process repeat fairly well as we head into Wednesday as well. But it won't be until mid-afternoon or so Wednesday, heading into the evening and overnight hours, that we'll get a few additional showers and again maybe a rumble of thunder or two. With all of this at this point, just not looking at anything that says severe, which is good. We want it to stay that way. But we at least will have some rain chances next week. That also comes with the fall-like weather a little early this year. We're going to stay seasonably hot through tomorrow. Upper 80s Sunday. Then take a look. Our temperatures highs into the upper 70s and low 80s to start next week. Our overnight lows falling back into the 50s. And we'll stay pretty cool through at least Saturday of next week. And by cool, I mean compared to where we should be for the last week of August, that is cool. Upper 70s, low 80s. And as we roll into the week following next, getting into the first week of September, the tables turn a bit and we start getting back up into the upper 80s to near 90 degrees. That's check of your forecast. We're going to send it over to Samantha now with sports.
Thank Thanks, Chris. Today in sports. Last fall, Pittsburgh State University added a new women's sport for the first time in nearly 30 years, with a women's soccer program taking center stage. In their first season of the competition, the Gorillas finished with a .5 record, and that early success as a program was the cherry on top for Pitt State, who entered 2024 with an emphasis on creating a strong foundation and culture.
The word I've used a lot is a whirlwind, because it was just a lot of stuff going on at the same time, like building a team, building the culture, all those things. But the group the first year did a great job of laying a foundation for what this program's capable of.
We didn't know necessarily what was going to happen with 37 new girls coming in and all of us from all different places, all different backgrounds, kind of just coming together. Honestly, we couldn't have asked for a better season with everything going on. The energy and our chemistry clicked right away, surprisingly. And like I said, it's very hard to get that with that many girls being involved. But it was overall a very good season, a lot of effort, a lot of grit, and overall couldn't ask for anything better.
As the Gorillas gear up for the 2025 season, there are 19 newcomers joining the team. And after a strong start to the program's history a year ago, Pitt State believes they're ready to take the next step with a loaded roster.
I think the talent we have brought in this year and the recruitment that Wes has done is phenomenal. We have so many good players. Our roster and bench is so deep this year, and I feel like just the effort alone and the amount of talent and stuff that we're going to have is just going to be even better and give us a good chance for the championship this year.
I think that's something we're going to lean on to, especially as we hit conference time, playing a lot of players. It might be 18, it might be 22, but that's something I think that we're going to lean on and push ourselves every day to use that as our strength going forward. We want to make sure that we're adding different types of players, but also players that are just going to continue to push each other.
The Gorillas return to the pitch on Thursday in their second preseason scrimmage before the start of the regular season on September 4th against the University of Missouri St. Louis. The Pitt State volleyball squad opened their preseason practices last week, ushering in a new era under head coach Megan Bessaker. Bessaker replaces Jen Gomez, who spent the last 9 seasons leading the program. And with the regular season rapidly approaching, the Gorillas are embracing intense and competitive practices, with every player on the roster fighting for their role.
We have a big roster, so practices will be really competitive. We'll run very high-tempo practices, and we have a lot of new faces, so just getting to know each other a little bit more and playing to all of our strengths. Everyone's competing for a spot, and it makes practices a lot of fun.
Having that many people in each position is a great thing, honestly, but it makes it like we can push each other and people aren't content in their spot. The intensity, again, is just way higher, and you're pushing each other nonstop.
The phrase "nothing beats that good old home cooking" reigns true for the Gorillas this season, as they'll play 16 of their matches inside John Lance Arena. And with 2 tournaments on their home court to open the season, the Gorillas are excited and ready to show out in front of the Pittsburgh community.
A lot of our home games are at the beginning of the season, so we'll get to know ourselves a little bit better at home, where we play probably better than on the road before we go on those away trips. I just think it's an area we'll all be familiar with. You know, we don't have a lot of time to prep for the season. I think just being familiar with the area, familiar with the space, it's nice that we get to play at home in front of our crowd, and we have good support from their families, so they'll be able to come.
Having so many home games makes the year already better, just because you get to have those home fans and the community comes together when we're at home. So having that opportunity to end on a good note here and have that many games finishing at home is awesome.
I think it's amazing, because being a senior, I get to play at home all the time, and then drawing in the community and all the other student athletes and the students is just a good way to just promote us.
The Gorillas will host their Red vs. Gold scrimmage next Saturday on August 30th, before opening their season at home on September 5th against Lubbock Christian in the Pitt State Classic. That's it for sports. We'll be right back. Giant panda twins Jaja and Dee Dee celebrated their first birthdays in Hong Kong last Friday. The cubs were born last August to Ying Ying, who became the oldest giant panda on record to give birth.
Those are cute pandas, aren't they? What is the difference, though? What is a giant panda as opposed to a regular panda?
Size?
I mean, okay. All right, ask the obvious question, get the obvious answer. I mean, I guess what makes them, why? I don't understand. Pandas are pretty cool, though, but they can be aggressive. You know, you don't want to, cross their territory, because they defend it sometimes. Like hippos.
Do you know from experience?
No, no, I hope not. I certainly hope I don't. I don't recall. But that's interesting. And panda cubs are pretty cool. And usually, during the summer, when summer first kicks off, we get all those videos too of like pandas and lions and tigers playing with watermelons and ice cubes and weird things like that. They do all sorts of fun stuff in the summertime, which is what we do. But we think it's cute when animals do it. It's weird when people do it. If I was out there batting a watermelon around, people think I was crazy, which is not far from the truth, right? Okay, good. It's all right. We're okay. Samantha's not used to me. She hasn't worked with me one-on-one a lot, so she's sitting over there like, what's going on? I don't know what's happening right now. I don't know sometimes. All right, let's get through this forecast real quick before we close out this hour of the morning news. Near 70 by 8, about 81 by 11 o'clock this morning. We'll have partly cloudy skies, expecting the same into the afternoon. Still seasonably hot, not as muggy. So we're going to be talking heat index values, 93 maybe. So not as bad as it was yesterday. North breeze 5 to 10. Eventually by late evening, overnight, we'll have mostly clear skies. At sunset now is 8 o'clock tonight, getting even earlier at mid-60s overnight tonight. Then we'll have our scattered storm chances between about 8 and 2 tomorrow, and then isolated storm chances into the afternoon and evening hours. Still seasonably hot. Not bad Sunday. More shower and storm chances to start next week. And look at those temperatures, upper 70s, low 80s, and lows into the 50s. It's a lot more like late September versus late August this coming week. Let's check your forecast. We have a whole nother hour of the KOAM Morning News right after this.